before going into production. 2 weeks before, I hadn't decided the database at that point. And if you ask me honestly, I was very nervous that time. And to the point where it's no longer the last responsible moment, it was an irresponsible moment, right? And if they ask me, why did you postpone that long? There were 2 reasons for it. The first reason I postponed it is that I really wanted the agility of not having to deal with the database and be able to evolve my model. The second reason is I wanted to decide which cloud environment I'm going to deploy this in. And depending on the cloud I choose, they may have certain pricing and other limitations on database I could use, and I don't want to make the decision way too early. Well, guess what? 2 weeks before going to production, every single decision has been made already. I knew exactly where I was going to put it on the cloud. I know what service I'm going to use. I don't have a database. And I remember coming to work this morning, I said to myself, I'm not going to take phone calls today. I'm not going to look at email. My job today is one thing. Commit to the database, convert the code over. If I don't do it today, I'm in trouble. So I sit down with my code, I run all my tests, everything is passing, and I take the production type database, bring the development environment into it, convert all the configurations, I just run the test. And guess what? After I run the test, 3 or 4 tests completely failed. And that moment is called the moment of panic. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is failing. What do I do? I will call my mom, right? And I was like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, well, 2 more weeks of schedule, what do I do? I'm like, calm down, Venkat. And all I did, honestly, I copied the error message, entered into Google, click the message, first entry on Stack Overflow. It says, if you see this, your data type has the wrong format. Oh, okay. And what did I do? I reverted all my changes, went back to SQLite, made that one change that Stack Overflow says I should do, run all my tests, and guess what? All my tests still run with my old database. I said, this is cool. Now put the configuration back, production type database in development, run all the tests pass, check in, never look back again. So the point really is, it is a panic, all right. I'm like, oh my gosh, the world is over. But calm down, what's the problem? Well, the problem is this. Why don't we postpone? And I'll tell you one reason why we don't postpone. We are scared, right? This is the true reason. We are scared. What happens when you start developing applications? You beat the heck out of the application by testing it. And we test every day. But if we do manual testing, and if somebody comes to you in the end and says, let's change, what do you first say? Are you crazy, right? That's the very first thing you tell them, right? Because you don't have time to test this stuff. Are you crazy to change anything right now? However, if you have a fairly good automated testing, and if somebody says, in the end, let's change, and then you're going to say, give it a try, right? So there's a very big difference in the way we're going to respond to. So I realized the GAGI principle is not really great if all we have is a very poor feedback loop. And this is where a lot of these things kind of interplay and connect together. So to me, a good design is a design that's automatically verifiable as well. If I don't have an automatic verification, then all I can do in the end is curl up in a corner and cry, right? That's what I can do. Because there's no way to have a feedback loop, and then the boss comes to you and says, what do you keep talking about this thing called testing? Release it. If it doesn't work, the user will let you know, right? And then we can release software and learn how the consequences of it. So to me, automated testing is very critical. So if you want to postpone to the last response moment, we need to have a good automated testing, right? So that becomes extremely critical, and without it, it's very difficult to postpone things to a later time, and we tend to make decisions way too early. And when we do, what happens? We are, stuck with the consequences of the decisions we make, and that comes back to haunt us. So given that, let's talk about a few other principles we can value really well. The one principle that is so fundamental to what we do is the principle of cohesion. So what is cohesion? Cohesion is where a piece of code is narrow, focused, and does one thing and one thing well. So narrow, focused, and does one thing and one thing well is called a cohesive code. So a cohesive code is a code that is not taking on several responsibilities. It is focused on doing one thing. Now, why is that very important? Well, the reason is very simple if you really think about it. So what we want is, we want software to change, but not too expensive, right, to change. So in other words, if a code is cohesive, it has to change less frequently. So this is one of the biggest benefits you get out of cohesive code. So let's say a piece of code does 7 different things. You go to this code and say, what do you do? It says, I can do all those things. This is awesome. When do you change? I change every single day. Because I do all of it, which means I can change constantly. Well, on the other hand, if a code does only one thing, and it doesn't do anything, it says, I am focused, narrow, I'm good at only one thing, that's all I'm going to do. Hey, when do you change? Well, occasionally, whenever that code has to change. So if you have one piece of code that does 7 things, that one module has to constantly change, which is more expensive because when a programmer comes to change it, they got to make sure they don't break other things that are not really being affected, and that becomes very expensive. On the other hand, when a piece of code, you break it into 7 pieces, where each piece does one thing and one thing well, the cost of changing it is much easier, because you walk in, it's cohesive, it's very easy. Let me give you an example of cohesion that I've learned really the hard way. I have very good parents. They tried really hard to teach me cohesion as a child. They tried very early to teach me cohesion. They could never succeed with it. But I would go out and play and have a good time, or come back from school with a boatload of stuff, and the minute I come home, it was so much fun to go out and play on the streets. And the fastest way to go from coming from school to go back to the streets to play is to dump what you have on your hands into your closet. Because if you have to put stuff in the closet,